Okay, today we're talking about selling your film before you shoot it. Basically what's called a pre-sale. How is this done? Well, look, let me say that years ago it was a lot easier. There's a famous story of Renny Harlin, the director, talking about the American film market, went around with an action movie, I forget the title, but it had Chuck Norris in it, and went around and he got Japan to give him X amount of dollars and Germany to give him this and that, and he raised $8 million for the movie. He didn't even have Chuck Norris. He just had the poster with Chuck Norris's face on it. Now, that was ballsy and crazy, and he got it done. I wouldn't recommend that. And what happened was that a lot of times people were doing things like that and not delivering the movie. And so the territory buyers got smarter and stopped doing things like that. And also, the market changed. They couldn't get the money that they used to be able to get. So pre-sales are tougher and tougher. I will say that it is primarily cast-driven. If you have such and such actor in your movie, you could potentially get a pre-sale. I'm talking like really in your movie, like not on a poster or, oh, he's friends with my producer and, don't worry, we're gonna see if he's gonna do it. No, officially in the movie. And that could happen, that you can get a pre-buy for a territory. There's something incredible about the potential of a movie before the movie's made that gets certain people excited, certain buyers excited. And so it's going to be primarily cast-driven. The other thing could be director-driven. You have a director whose last film did this, and they're known for this, and that could be something that gets a buyer to say, okay, we'll give you X amount of dollars. We want to lock down this movie before it's made. And that, again, it all comes down to really attachments, no matter what. The other thing I could say is failing an actual pre-sale where they'll commit to numbers. They might commit to a negative pickup. I've gotten those before where they'll say, deliver the movie and then we'll give you this. So that on paper, you still have to go shoot the movie, but they're going to commit to X amount of dollars when the movie's delivered. That's called a negative pickup. I've gotten those as well. That's a good situation to be in, but again, at that point, you have to then raise that money and you're going to get that money after the movie is delivered. And there may be some conditions on that. But getting that pre-sale money up front is a different story if you need that to be able to shoot the movie. And then the other aspect of it is getting a sales agent or distributor attached, and they may not be committing money, but the fact that they're attached is powerful. And I've done that for some movies in the past because they've their kind of seal of approval on the movie will help. It'll help with financing, it'll help with everything. And ultimately, it's kind of showing that there will be some sales for the movie, no matter what. It may not make tons and tons of money, but it's going to have something if you have distribution attached. And so, and the bigger the sales agent or distributor, that's more impressive, right? So the bottom line is it definitely comes down to what value do you have attached to your movie. And in this case, we're talking about cast or a director or a producer that has those connections. But primarily, pre-sales nowadays are cast-based. And I mean legitimate cast. And you're talking about indie film. When you're talking about super A-list, that really is not going to happen much in the indie film space. It's more of the studio film space, but you never know. But I'm talking about like right underneath that, people that used to be A-list and maybe moved to the B-list, and you have a movie with, let's just throw out Mel Gibson. You have a Mel Gibson movie. That's going to generate a certain amount of pre-sales no matter what. Spain's going to buy it for this, Germany's going to buy it for that, and UK's going to buy it for this. And so you can raise money that way. But chicken and egg, you know, what comes first? You have to get that actor attached before you can go get those pre-sales. So pre-sales are that kind of trophy that a lot of people are grasping for to be able to make their movie, but it comes down to cast. How do you get cast? Well, that's a different video. That's a different podcast. I have stuff on getting cast, and we have a video series called Casting Name Actors. So that's different. But bottom line is, if you can get that person attached, you could get some results for your movie before you're even shooting it. Hey everybody, quick pitch on the Movie Producer Mastermind at Filmmaking Stuff HQ. If you want to learn how to finance your film, make your film, and then sell it and distribute it, this is where you need to be. It's the ultimate resource for putting your movie together. If you want to make your dream come true, you're going to want to check it out. Also hit like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We put up new free content every week.